Hey everyone, I'm Teodora, an experienced Anaplan developer and consultant in BI, and I'll be your guide through today's journey into the world of Application Lifecycle Management in Anaplan. ALM is all about managing your applications through their entire lifecycle, from planning and development to testing, deployment, and maintenance. And with Anaplan, it's easier than ever to keep everything on track. I'm excited to share with you some valuable insights and tips to help you master ALM in Anaplan. So let's dive in.
Let's open this session by briefly defining the application lifecycle management, its importance in software development, and the key stages in the ALM process. As your implementation of Anaplan expands, so does the complexity of introducing changes from a development environment to a testing environment and then to a production environment without disrupting business operations. ALM provides effective solutions to manage the development, testing, deployment, and ongoing support and enhancements of your models in a controlled and consistent way. ALM can be broadly categorized into these stages. First, you design an application that meets your business requirements. In the build stage, you create a model that makes up the application. Next, test the application for performance and user acceptance. In the deployment stage, the application is introduced to end users. Generally, your production application will be separate from the development and test applications. Finally, post-deployment, as you build out an application to address further requirements, the development lifecycle can be repeated as often as necessary. By the way, if you're looking for expert guidance on designing your application to meet specific business requirements, BI offers specialized Anaplan services to optimize your ALM processes. Let's now discuss how exactly does Anaplan facilitate each stage of ALM. First, ALM-related tasks are separated between different workspaces for development, testing, and production models. Second, the latest state of a development model is regularly captured by adding revision tags. Revision tags are useful in the following cases: to synchronize structural changes from source to target model, for example, from development to production; to compare revisions within the same model. Also, you can use revision tag as a basis for a new model, and then to revert a model to the latest revision tag. Third, production lists and imports are used to separate production data from the model structural information. Next, different model modes are in place to protect production models from unauthorized changes. We have standard mode for development models with all model building features available. We have also deployed mode for test and production models. In deployed mode, models are locked so that production users can only modify production data, not structural information. We have also locked mode. That is when the model is read-only for all users, including workspace admins. And finally, archived mode, where the model is stored without it contributing to the workspace size. Another feature of ALM is the ability to take a model offline, that is, to temporarily prevent users from accessing it. Next, compare and synchronize option is used to move the latest structural changes from a source model to a target model. Both models must be structurally compatible. If you want a comprehensive summary of the settings and model components that have been added and modified in the source model, you can download a comparison report as a tab-delimited text file. Last but not least, you can use source models to remap the sources of model-to-model imports. Now, let's see how we can prepare an Anaplan model for an application lifecycle management. Suppose this is a model that is still under development. It is in standard mode, meaning that we can introduce structural changes to it. We have completed the initial build and marked all of the relevant lists and import as production data. What we should do next is to create optionally a test model and a production model for which enable this deployed mode. To do so, we go to the Revision Tags tab and create a revision tag. We add also a description and click Save. No matter if we want to have a test or production model created, the next steps are the same. We use the option Create Model from Revision. We add the model name. Our model is successfully created and we can open it. Note that when creating from revision tag, the new model appears in the same workspace in which we are working, meaning that is the workspace in which our sourced model exists. If we want to have separation of duties, we can use the import option in Manage Models to move our new model to a new workspace. What we should do after creating our model is to enable deployed mode. This happens in change mode, then click on deployed and bring online the new model. We have a message that users will not be able to make structural changes once we deploy the new model. We click OK. The new model is in deployed mode, which we can verify by the sign that appears next to the model name. Then, if applicable, in the new model we can use the option to remap sources. In our case, this model do not have integrations with other models, so it's not needed to use the remap source option. When all steps are completed, we make the new production model available to all users by granting access in the Users tab. Now that we have two models, development and production, that are compatible with ALM, we can easily promote structural changes from development to production model with compare and synchronize feature of Anaplan. Remember, effective ALM practices are crucial for seamless transitions from development to production environments. If you need any help, we at BI are here to support you every step of the way. Suppose that we need to create a new row in our model. This is a structural change which requires synchronization between development and production model. In Dev model, we go to Users tab, then Rows, and insert a new row. Let's call it a planner. We should grant access to all appropriate lists, modules, actions, and versions. Let's give write access to all of the modules for this demo. Now we go to the Revision Tags tab and create a new revision tag. We enter a description in order to keep everything well documented. And click Save. Next, we need to open the workspace containing the production model. In our case, it's the same workspace in which the development model is located, so we go to Manage Models. We select our production model and click Compare and Synchronize. This is the moment to mention that Compare and Synchronize operation never overwrites any production data in the target model. It only affects the structural aspect of the model. To clarify, structural information consists of a model, configuration settings, and non-production lists, and cannot be edited in deployed mode. On the other hand, production data is the operational data that changes during day-to-day business operations, for example, transactional data. Regarding compare and synchronize, we can think of it as a three-stage process. First, we choose the target and source models that we want to compare. In this case, we have only one comparable source model, the development one, and in most cases, the production model is the target in which we want to move the changes, while development model is the source which already contains the change. We click Next, and the next step is to choose a revision tag on the source model to compare against the latest revision of the target model. The target model is up to revision 1, which we created a while ago, while the source model has a new revision 2 that we created, and it incorporates the new row. At this step, a high-level summary of the net difference between the two models' structural information is generated, and you can download it as a text file. Here, download full comparison report. Finally, we go ahead and sync, and all changes are moved from the source model to the target. We go to our production model, and we can see that the new row exists in it. Planner. We can assign it to a specific user. Also, in revision tags, we can see that the model was synchronized to revision 2. After this demonstration, we can summarize the key benefits that ALM brings in the development process. One of the biggest benefits of the ALM are the faster releases, deploying a large number of changes simultaneously from development to production environments. Then, build new functionality in a development model, test in a realistic testing model, and then release an update to a production model, and all of that without affecting production users. Then, mitigate risks and protect the models from unauthorized and unwanted changes. And finally, track and audit all activities anytime with detailed records. Compare revisions to uncover what changes have been made and by whom.
So, that's how easy deploying model changes with Anaplan is. Promoting from development to production environment can now be done with confidence, knowing that everything will work as expected. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more tips and tutorials on how to make the most of Anaplan. And if you're looking to elevate your Anaplan game even further, explore BI's comprehensive suite of Anaplan services. Our team of experts is ready to help you optimize your models and processes for maximum efficiency and effectiveness. The links in the description.